I've been wanting to do this video for a few days now because there have been quite some things on my mind about how Ren is getting more following, and in the past few months, his accounts have grown quite a lot. And I've noticed that from all of the new people coming in, there is a mix of fan types that are starting to look for his content and listen to his music and everything. And I think it's great because that brings, a lot of diversity. And it's really nice to have, conversations about everything with all the people on Patreon and in the comment sections. But there's something that's bugging me because I have on my channel, I started a podcast called The Unheard to raise awareness about chronic illnesses and mental health. This idea sparked because of my interest in Ren, and when I discovered him and what he has been through. Everything about his story really moved me because I also have friends who have chronic illnesses. I have been through a chronic illness too. So I was doing some research and I found out that before he was really well known for his music, in the first years where he was really ill, he wanted to do a lot about that and raise awareness and try to help those communities. And he was in a lot of Facebook groups and he was chatting with a lot of people who are also ill, trying to find solutions and cures and new ways to go about it. And he decided to create a YouTube channel called Me versus ME. And so he kind of wanted to vlog about his journey, what he was going through, describing all of the symptoms, trying to be there for other people that were also ill, that were following him. He's talking a lot about those years, what he experienced in that time, how he was feeling. And you can really see in those videos how tough it is and how horrible the disease is and everything that he's going through is just so painful because you can really feel the suffering.
As you can see by these very skinny legs, not very much weight to lose, man, after this illness. When I got ME, I started reacting to loads of foods like cake, chips, like so many, all the good foods, basically. I can't eat them because it makes me feel like I want to sleep for about 20 days.
I basically haven't been out of bed for about 2 months. I've been to some pretty bad places in my head because of the fact that I was doing quite well last year, doing everything right, and I've kind of ended up worse than I've ever been.
So people, this is what I want to say. Like, if you are a normal person at home, you get the flu, and if that lasts for 2 weeks, I bet you think this is going on forever. Imagine that feeling every day for 19 years. It's just like, my story is these people's story again and again and again. This too is my daughter's story for the last 12 years. These are people who are suffering with a feeling that's worse than the flu for 12 years. Imagine that, waking up every day like that.
It just feels like my whole body shuts down and I feel like I'm dying. But I want to make this video because I want people to know how bad it is. It's taken away my life and all my dreams. I can barely make music these days, and I'm watching everybody else grow up and do all the things that people do when they grow up. I just spend all my life in a house watching the world just pass. I want this video. I want somebody who can take notice of this video and do something with it. And take it to people that go, okay, we need to research this more because people are really suffering. somebody that can help find a cure for this. This is such a fucking mystery. Then I want people to look at this, and I want them to hopefully think that there's things that they can be doing to further push forward research, or just make it so nobody has to go through it.
Just to put that into perspective, I think that he is one of those who's voicing those subjects quite openly, and he wants to raise awareness, and he's still doing that in his songs and in his music a lot. There's such a big crowd interested in him and following him now. His YouTube account is almost at 2 million now. I think on Instagram he's at 1.4. So that's quite a consequent following already. That, if those 2 million people would donate €1, pound, dollar, yen, whatever, if they would donate an incredibly small amount of money every month, I mean, that would be huge to donate to research. I know that there are a lot of people, a lot of renegades that are in, very tough conditions, that don't have the resources. But I mean, if one person maybe can't give $1 a month, then another person surely can give 2 or 3, because we all have different situations. And if there are so many people that can buy his clothes, who can invest in his merch, then obviously those people can also donate $1 or a pound or a euro every month. I mean, that's only like 12, a year. So it seems like it's nothing. But in the end, I mean, just imagine if there were donations for millions that would go to funding the research every year. In the next few years, that would probably make a huge difference, because there is such a huge lack of funding. I just wanted people to think about that and to go back to what he is saying and what he stands for every time that he talks about how a rising tide lifts all ships. Unity is always what brings change. Division never really does. Division brings chaos, but unity brings positive change.
You know what? I want to be part of the wave of change, because it desperately needs change, man. There's not nearly enough research being done. People are left being to suffer, and I will not sit by and watch this happen for my whole life, where the medical community just ignores the fact that people are dying. If you look at the figures of the amount being spent on Lyme disease or ME, they're minimal in compared to other illnesses, and yet Lyme disease is one of the highest, fastest spreading diseases on the planet at the moment. What we need is to be solid, man. We need to be one unit if we're to overcome this. And what we need to do is we need to rally, and we need to join as people, as a group, as a collective. And this isn't just sick people, healthy people that know people that are suffering. You owe it to your loved ones to band together. Needs to be a movement if we're to overcome this. Anybody watching, please, please, please take this seriously. Now is the time that we have to unite, and now is the time that we have to make our voices loud, man. This is ME and Lyme Disease Awareness Month, and I will be doing my best until the day that I die, or until the day that this illness is cured, to make sure that something happens, and that is my promise.
Why is there such a deficit in the medical system where chronic illness hasn't got the support it deserves? If I wasn't making music, I would have never gotten this much support, and I would have probably stayed sick for the rest of my life until what was going wrong with me killed me. So I feel very fucking lucky, but also heartbroken, because it was just a certain circumstances that put me in this position. And there are so many fucking people that need help that are in this position that deserve more light shone on it, more help, more support. Why can't we have more attentive care where people actually figure this shit out and people don't have to suffer for like decades?
if some of you could just think about that and maybe try to raise awareness around them. If you have the resources and you have the funds, just imagine what a huge change that could be if you were only to donate $1 or £1 or €1 a month to funding the research for ME, CFS, Lyme, whatever. But there are so many things and so many options that we have to make a change. And if those 2 million people stick together, it will make a change. There is absolutely no doubt about the fact that if there is that type of funding in research for some chronic illnesses, it definitely makes a change. And I know his music is amazing, and we all adore him as an artist and love what he creates, and all of that is fine. And I mean, he's doing what he loves, and we love what he does. So being a fan of him and appreciating his body of work is wonderful. But I think he is trying to make people realize how much we could change the world and change our societies if we all stick together and push our societies in the right direction, because it's always the collective intelligence that has made a difference in the end. So even if the world seems very chaotic right now and that we're going through a lot of change, I think this could really mean something and make a difference if people try to find the positive in our community and all the beautiful things that we can do together. I hope this made you think about that a little bit. I will link in the description all of the different videos you can watch, everything that Ren did, so you can check that out if you haven't seen them yet, because they don't have that many views, and that is something that kind of annoyed me a little bit the other day. I was watching people really push the songs, and that's amazing because that'll help him to continue what he's doing, and supporting independent artists is really, really important. But to see the difference, the massive difference between the views on his songs and the views on the videos he did about his illness, how that could be immensely helpful for raising awareness, for people to discover how he was feeling and what he went through in that time. Please go and check it out. And I hope it'll make you think about what you can do and what we all can do together. Don't forget to follow me and subscribe to my channel. Check out my Renegade Talk podcast, because you're going to find a whole bunch of people that have worked with Rand, that are fans, that got really inspired by him. So if you want to hear more about that, go and check out the Renegade Talks. Bye.